Your backyard's
Yeah.
not flooded still? That's good.
Yeah, damn upgrades.
We have an ankle pool in the one low
Oh,
spot, but
Yeah, it's funny. Like after we've drained all of the problem areas, we found out that like that just creates like all that does is find the new next lowest spot.
right.
Hmm.
But it's nowhere near the house, and it slopes towards the neighbors. So, fuck those guys.
yep.
That's right.
All right. Two things. First, we can start the stream if you want,
It's on.
if we haven't already. Um, who is worthy of inspiration based on their performance last session?
Not fucking Draco.
I was gonna say Draco.
Uh, I was working
I mean,
hard.
he-
Charades are my thing.
I think probably
he put the effort
Amon,
in.
because we would have been dead in the water without fucking Amon understanding he had to say words out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I did
I
get a
don't
kick you
know.
both. That was fun.
I feel like, honestly, I feel like no one gets inspiration last week, okay? Nobody deserved it. Can we be dicks and just be like, no, bad babies?
That sounds like a very Renan thing to say.
It
If
does.
I can't have it, nobody can.
It sounds like a very Michelle thing to say. Relax. Let's not throw Rinnan under the bus here. She's a perfect little baby.
Nice.
Bullshit.
I don't disagree with giving it to Amon. I'd like to give it to somebody.
Ugh.
So, in the absence of another vote, I think Amon receives an inspiration token.
There you go.
And it's just like Michelle to always need Amon.
Ugh. Ugh. So many icks.
All right, and secondly, who remembers where we are and what we're doing well enough to recap for previously on Dungeons and Dragons?
I think I got this one. So for the last 2 weeks, stuff we did, we finally got into the camp where they were excavating these ruins. We had taken care of the little issue that they had getting attacked constantly. So we took care of that issue. Come down, we split up for a little bit. Oni and Hoppy were doing.
Training.
They were both doing two different things. Yeah, training for each of the thing and help patrol in the area. Then Amon, Renan, myself, and one other went to this area to try to do some research, try to get into a room that was like a puzzle, and we solved that last week. We waited for Oni and Hoppy to come join us, and we entered the room.
Did we take a rest once we got here, or are we still on yesterday?
We're still on the other because we basically came in and went right to work.
Okay.
Because we have a certain amount of time to get back to.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
rushing. We've got 3 days.
Cosmonauts?
Before the sun sets on the 3rd day. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's a
that's
pretty
basically where we're at.
thorough recap. Yep. You defeated the sigils plan. The speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil trap. Found your way down a lengthy corridor. We waited for Hoppy and Oni to catch up to us because we wanted to go in as strong as we could. Vanestra, who was the other person in the room,
There you go. That's who it was.
shaman that helped you in the past, went to go speak to the other keepers of lore and the other archaeologists here about getting a team in to examine everything, but you guys had no interest in waiting for them, and you decided to push forward. Following down that long, dark, sloping, but manufactured, intentionally built stone causeway, you emerge in this ornate temple room that has like a moat of sand built all the way around it. So you're on a stone platform, as you can see where your characters are in the south part of this large map. There's like a moat of sand 10 feet wide that wraps around the entirety of the primary altar structure. And then there's a large rectangular stone plinth that an altar is built on that contains a beautiful golden sarcophagus at the top of its pyramidal structure. To the east and the west are two enormous golems crafted together with sacred cloth and acacia tree branches. looking silently on, like as guardians of the other world. They look like they are born of Duat, the other side. And yeah, otherwise there's not much else in the room besides some stereotypical Anubis statues and canopic jars. How would you like to proceed?
So,
Would you like to
I would
proceed?
Are these right here statues as well, or are they the jars
They
you're
are.
talking
No, the
Okay.
canopic jars are here,
about? Oh, okay.
just to your immediate left as you zoned in, and then yeah, those are just Anubis statues.
Okay.
Sort of,
I
he's
w-
a de facto keeper of the afterlife.
What are these dudes
I
over
would.
here?
Oh my
That's the
god.
Those
columns
damn it.
he's talking about.
Large golem statues. They golem in the ancient Jewish sense that they are like crafted to be guardians. Like they are designed with scrolls of paper stuffed in their mouth and runic sigils crafted all over them that tell a story and speak of this person's life.
Sounds
I'd
like
like
Shelley,
to
you had
take.
something to say. Yeah.
Yes, please let me say it. I would like to very carefully um take some time and see if there's any obvious traps, clues, writing on the wall. Just kind of do a once over wraithy, sneaky look and just
Okay.
investigate the whole room.
But you
It'll
have to
take you a
say
while. The whole room.
you got to take a little time sometime.
Takes a little time sometimes. I am gonna sing it, so
That's perfect. From Renan, then, just like as a scene-based role, can I get perception and stealth in any order that you want? And that will be representative of how sneaky you are being, how careful you're being, and how observant.
going well.
Very, very of both.
She's very good at this.
Describe to me where you'd like to look, or are you just saying the entire perimeter of this room? Is there a world where you want to try to step onto the sand moat, jump over the sand moat?
I would prefer to look all around the room first before I
Sure.
step onto the sand moat.
Okay. Starting here and going clockwise, we've got a table of canopic jars. There's some jars of dried grains and some kind of mulled wine that has long since spoiled. Statues representing the servants that this Pharaoh would have had to bring with him into the afterlife. Jars containing gold and other valuable art objects, things that are a showing of his wealth that he would take with him into Duat, perhaps even to buy his way into the afterlife. You pass this golem here. It is seated on a large stone seat, almost like a park bench style. It is impressively carved, but has begun to rot away from time. It's obviously seen better days. It impresses you how cool it looks now. It must have looked magnificent in its heyday at the time of its creation. It has runes on it, but you don't understand them. It's not a language that you speak. Moving around to the north side, you find that there are a bunch of cracked jars and an area where the stone of this temple has sort of caved in a little bit and some sand has started leaking in from the outside. Hard to tell what was in the jars. They might have been preserved for hundreds of years if they had clay packed in their urn, but whatever was there has long since evaporated. More than likely foodstuffs. You find another Anubis statue in each of the two northern corners. Following south around the perimeter here, you see the other sacred acacia tree statue, similarly wrapped in cloth with runes written all over it. They both seem to be staring at that central sarcophagus. And then as you head south back to where you came, you do see another area where the building is starting to sort of cave in a little bit, allowing some sand in. In your pursuit, you did not see anything that looked to you deliberately like a trap here. But looking forward across that sand moat, each one of those tiles is like individually placed, kind of like old cobblestone. Obviously, far more meticulous, far more ornate. But that makes it almost impossible. Like, your thief brain is just, every one of those could be a pressure plate, and I would never know it. The way that it's designed, like, there's no caulking between them, so they all look like slightly raised pressure plates in your mind. It would be very easy to hide a pressure plate based trap there, because visually you would need to inspect every single tile to be certain.
Holy shit. Okay, cool.
So you don't see a trap, but like, you've done this enough that you go, yeah, if somebody wanted to put a gotcha somewhere, it would be over there.
Okay, I'll tell everything that I saw.
Let's just go right across the sand, huh?
Let's not all just step on the sand tiles. Let's have some strategy to this, okay?
Okay, Google, thank you.
Thank you, Google. Thanks, Googs.
I understand you're tomb robbing. I can offer 4 strategies.
Okay.
Alright, so should we come from the east or the west?
You are not broadcasting.
I was muted, sorry.
Oh my-
Just so I understand, these are the sand tiles that could be trapped, right?
Correct.
Not this
I think they
stuff.
start here.
Well,
Right, yeah.
this is
and
the sand.
Right. This is sand here where I'm pinging.
Mhm.
Everything on the other side of it, that giant square, I think technically it's a rectangle. All of those have those ornate tiles that were individually placed that look like, just to Renan's keen observation, they could easily be traps, every single one of them.
Okay.
But I jumped in there.
I didn't see a ping, I'm sorry.
To the steps.
To the steps.
Or steps.
You would need an athletics check. Your just proficient bonus would only cover you leaping the distance across the causeway, but if you want to make it to the steps, I'll need a roll. So the answer is you can try.
I want to check out the runes before we do anything else to see if I can read what's written on the wall.
Sure. To answer Hoppy's question first, the athletics check would be a DC 15 to jump from the lip here to that set of stairs.
Okay. Does that keep in mind that I have 40 movement speed?
It does.
Okay.
Is there a world where, now hear me out, I'm just being Renan about it. Is there a world where it's like we split the party and we have to do the, like, if you step here on this side, if my freaking arrow would work, then I have to step here on this side. Like, should 3 of us go this way?
For balance.
And yeah, I know, I'm literally just thinking outside the box here. Also, my roll 20 isn't working. I could be totally wrong. I just throwing out the thoughts.
Well, it wasn't a trap before that way, but now it may have just changed. That's a good idea.
Do we have a way of covering these so that we don't put pressure on any specific stone, so that we could move this like a tree over a bunch of the stones? Sheets.
I forgot my sheets of plywood.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But
yeah, that's a good idea for like weight dispersion.
What if we tried to push?
Hold on one second. Amon has got a pending question about runes that I wanted to answer Hobby's question, and then I got 2 more, but he did have something on the docket still. Amon, if you go over towards the golems where that writing is, it is not. You're well versed in many languages. This looks a lot like an ancient version of the common language that everybody speaks. Sort of like how Middle English is loosely related to English, but at the same time, if you spoke one fluently and have never heard the other, they will sound very, very different and confusing. It's kind of like that, where you recognize some words, but their order doesn't make a ton of sense to you. If you'd like to attempt a wisdom check to like do your best to sort of put them together, I can give you a crude translation. And there are also on the in the alcove surrounding the sacred acacia statues, magical runes that would require someone proficient in the arcane to decipher.
Ooh.
You only know enough about them to go, yeah, that's magic shit.
I go investigate his magic shit he's talking about.
Amon,
After he's done.
ooh, it's tough. Like the language is just, it's old and it's like crudely written and it's been chiseled into stone that, like, it's hard to know, like, is that a comma or is that just where sandstone has worn away? It's kind of a crapshoot. You're not sure. These alcoves, these statues here, the alcove refers to them as the protectors of the travel or the journey. You're not sure what that word should be, but something about like a trip and these being guardians of that journey. And if you inspect, are you inspecting both sides?
Yes, he is. I'll speak for him. I speak for the
Yes,
trees.
thank you.
I speak for the trees. There's a word that is like they're basically copy paste, right? They're basically the exact same story is being told in each alcove. There was a word that you couldn't translate, and that's because you think it's actually a proper noun now that you've seen it in a second place. They are guardians of the sacred journey of Bathsheba.
Bathsheba.
Which you think is a person now. Perhaps the person in the sarcophagus.
Sweet. Are these golems movable at all?
I mean, that's a difficult question. They are, think of them as like giant wicker men that were built and sat on these stone benches. They're enormous, though. They're almost 20 feet tall. And while they're made of wood, the wood itself is, from an acacia tree and it's quite dense. So, like, my answer is yes, but it would take some effort.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to investigate some of the magical runes, see if I can decipher without triggering.
Okay.
Decide first.
If it's riddles, I'm not playing. I quit.
I riddled you out yesterday.
Cows.
Draco, your first impulse is that everybody here should be very careful. These runes, right off the bat, you recognize as runes of activation, meaning that there's a trigger for something somewhere in the room, and when that trigger is activated, what it activates are these runes.
Wow, we have a genius for a thief. Totally missed this one.
Not a trap, and anybody who doesn't understand the arcane schools of witchcraft and wizardry, if they're not a true Hufflepuff, they would not have gotten that.
Right.
I love Hufflepuffs.
The trick, you'll have to get much closer to identify the school of magic, and I'll need an arcane roll. That's the best I can give you with just your proficiency and sort of knowing, like, this is tricky magic. We got to be careful what we touch.
The best,
Ooh.
not the worst.
Basically,
we're still not the same.
Yeah, they're about the same. So for sure, like, reading the runes, it's coming from the school of enchantment, which is a big aha, but also not terribly helpful, as that is a very broad school of magic that can do a number of things. So, like, yes, you've narrowed it down from 8 schools to 1 school, but that's, in this exact moment, not also terribly helpful.
But it kind of gives the credence to the thought that it will probably activate some of these little wicker guys, these little statues. I have a strong feeling.
That's possible. Like, we've even seen that kind of mechanism before. Yeah. It seems like very like whoever designed tombs 500 years ago or whenever this happened, like, had sort of the same blueprint for all of them.
Right.
Sold everybody the same, like, hole in the ground with guardians package.
That's right.
So it's not unreasonable to assume that that's a thing.
So I report what I found and what our crackerjack thief missed.
Oh, magic! I was just looking for traps.
It's a magical trap.
This is why we're a team, asshole brother. God. Should have killed you when I could have.
Remember, Zach, there's no I in team.
But there's a hole in the A.
There is an I in pie, and T is an anagram of meat, so there's an I in meat pie.
But there might be in the Geb, language.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I don't know.
All right. So knowing what you know, what do you guys want to do?
Could I just free demolish the statues?
No.
No.
The golems? Are you talking about the golems?
Yeah.
Yes, the golems.
What if we destroy the golems and lose the sarcophagus? Like, ooh, I don't know. It's magic.
Do we have any reason to think that that destroying these will harm the sarcophagus?
I mean,
Speaking for the people who have observed, there's nothing that suggests that is the case, but there's also nothing that rules that out.
Hoppy's on team destroy stuff, so
he does have a point. We could
Barbarian
before-
Smash. This just in.
So as
Yeah,
long as
I
we
guess
don't,
my thing is if there's a way to do it magically and not have to destroy something, it might be worth waiting for the people to come back and tell us. Whatever her name is, not Jezebel.
That's
That's
true.
what I'm calling it. Yeah. But if Hulk smashing is the quickest way forward,
I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
we're gonna fight 6 things. Just keep that in mind.
I'm all for Hulk smash. So I
Is
mean, you
our
know what my
goal
my
to
vote.
get to the sarcophagus?
Yes.
We don't know. We don't know what we need to do. What if it's as simple as offering
And you're basically exploring, so your
Yeah.
goal is kind of whatever you
herbs?
want to do.
Okay, well, we
I
haven't
mean-
technically tried to step onto the tiles. We just
Yeah.
know that they could be a trap. So,
I
Hoppy, you've
still
got the
think we
most hit
should.
points.
So let me jump in here for a second. Again, only because we have competing interests and not suggestive of any other thing, I'm going to put the Torn Order tracker up, and let's just have you guys roll initiative. That way, if Hoppy wants to go run and punch a statue, and if Oni wants to jump on the island, we have like an order in which those things can happen, rather than everybody yelling at me what they're doing.
Okay.
You don't want to be yelled at?
I actually don't mind that part. It's more like I just want to make sure that everybody's being heard and getting a chance to do the thing they want to do. Because I feel bad when, like, it happens to you, Renan, sometimes where you get spoken over, or like sometimes Zach doesn't speak up and I go like 3 or 4 like turns of giving people things, and he's like, I still want to do that thing I asked. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that. Sorry. But like some of you are too polite to bully me, and some of you are too good at bullying me. So this initiative tracker does make sure that I'm keeping track of everybody getting a fair chance to do the same number.
Listen,
of things.
I know my skill set. I'm very good at bullying.
But you're not good at rolling. We're still
I
waiting.
am getting there. You guys, my roll 20 is it's a snail today. It's a snail's
Yeah.
pace.
Mine too.
Yeah, so I'm going as fast as I can.
Okay. Amon, you act first with a 22. We got lots of high initiative rolls.
Nuh-uh.
4 if you are 20 and above. That's crazy. So Amon, your action. What would you like to do while we spelunk this tomb and explore the cave?
That is an excellent question.
Genie.
Touch
I'm gonna go.
nothing but the lamp.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go over here with this golem friend here, my precious friend.
That was a lot of movement. Okay.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
I don't think these are like one turn. I think these are one action.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily as concerned with like strict movement rules, unless we actually start a combat. Until then, I'm more interested in just kind of a crude concept of what you would like to do.
Kept you on the actual map.
I changed the map. I apologize. I hope that didn't mess anybody up.
Sorry, I have a child on top of me, and I'm trying to move and decide what I'm actually doing at the same time. I'm just going to take one light footstep on this first half of a tile here.
Sorry, moving towards the sarcophagus.
Just the one right directly in front of the golem.
Okay. You step on a kind of smooth sandstone tile.
And I will stop there.
Okay. Renan, it's your turn.
I'm ready. Put me in, coach.
You
I'm
are
doing
in.
my plan. Hold on. Oh, fuck you, roll 20, you stupid bitch. I'm going there.
Okay. Same story as Amon, like you just nothing exciting happens. There's like that sort of group-wide tension, but nothing breaks it. Smooth sandstone tiles lay before you. Certain death.
Mm-hmm,
You know the drill.
for sure.
Happy.
Text.
Hoppy smash.
Do you want Hoppy to smash?
Yeah,
No.
do your thing.
No,
You do
do whatever feels right to you.
We're not a limiting group.
Knowing my limitations, Hoppy is just going to wait until the group agrees to Hoppy smash or Hoppy no smash.
You can.
Okay.
Do it so I know what to do with my turn.
Hoppy smash?
Go for it.
Hoppy smash. Hoppy smash with a maul. I don't get the rage, but I think I get double damage
Against
because of Knuckles of Knocking.
Let me make a note here. All right. Two things immediately happen. Hoppy smashes into this beautifully designed wooden statue. The room begins to tremble and shake. Sand and debris just dust down from the ceiling. The sand moat begins to churn. There's movement in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the door to this hallway begins to seal. Key
Yep.
to that is that Oni, you are on the wrong side, outside of that door as it's sealing. Because you're going to go next in the initiative order, I will let you make a dexterity saving throw to try to leap through the door as it's closing.
You have high dex, right?
Higher than me.
Please have high dex.
Just a dex saving throw?
Yes, please.
Oh, no, she has the same as mine.
Okay. But does Remarkable Athlete apply to that if 14 isn't enough? I'm kind of confused as to when I get to use my proficiency bonus.
It definitely helps in that your dexterity save is high enough. You tumble under the closing door like Indiana Jones, reach back for your hat, and as you stand up, dusting yourself off, Draco says, "Wow, you're a remarkable athlete."
Nailed it. I'm gonna bow.
That's 100% something Draco would say.
Yeah, narrowly made the escape. It's more for skills. Like anytime I ask for a strength or dex-based skill check, like athletics, acrobatics, anytime you're climbing a rope, running along a river, jumping over a hurdle, any kind of physical activity. If you think it could belong in the Olympics, you're going to add remarkable athlete to it.
Okay.
And if you had failed, I would certainly have heard arguments as to why remarkable athlete should be added to that particular saving throw. Hoppy, you make the attack. Everything shudders. The door slams closed. Sorry, dog's barking. 1 sec. I think we're in the clear. As you do that, the statue's runes begin to glow lime green, and as Draco expected, the acacia wood golem stands upright, staring at Hoppy. As it steps out of its alcove, the runes that are left in the interior portion of that chamber ignite, and Draco, you were watching them particularly because you weren't entirely sure what they do. But after they activate, there's a constellation effect that appears in the ceiling of this sort of domed structure that you're in, and it is a repeating pattern of arcane sigils that represent the 4 primal elements: earth, water, fire, and air.
Captain Planet's coming.
They always appear like in the same infinitely repeating sequence.
Okay.
And the very first in sequence is the arcane rune for water, and you notice that it seems to be filling up with that same lime green energy, sort of from bottom to top of the sigil. The other 3 sigils in that sequence are darkened, are not alight. This one is lit and halfway full, almost like someone was pouring water in a glass. It's filling up.
Okay,
I don't like
guys,
this.
We need to find something that represents water in here, and fill it up. Anyone need to urinate? This is the time to do it, possibly.
Do we really have to talk about piss?
Well, possibly. I don't have much water with us, do we? I guess we would have water bottles. We could use that instead.
I like that. That's.
So yeah. Right.
Can we conjure water?
I'm gonna need everybody's piss. You know, unless you have water skins. I mean, you guys have water? Okay, yeah, we can do that too. That's fine. Whatever.
Right, that's right.
Whichever's easier for you guys.
Bear Grylls over here.
Great. Okay. There's cisterns in here, right? Or something? What is in here? Where would we put water? Who's got water?
Cisterns.
We got, the jars
Hoppy,
over
you
here.
have 1 action left in your turn. If you want to use that to attack the golem, it does like awaken slightly damaged and chipped from your brutal kneecapping before it was alive.
Kneecapping.
It looks at it like,
I guess I will continue using the ball and smack it with my stick.
And is that maul magical?
It is not.
That's a bummer.
No.
That's a clue. There's a hint there.
You slam into
Only
it with
somebody
all
would
of your...
get me a magic sword so I can help with
I feel
these
like
battles.
I have presented the option to purchase a magic sword many
Multiple
times.
Yeah, but it was a crappy magic sword.
I think it doesn't
It's not
matter.
a
I think
it's not a
the
God
magic
Slayer
I'm
card-
gonna
sword,
buy
John.
you a magic stick that is called the Stick of Beggars and Choosers.
It's a,
I mean,
it's a
I don't even-
toothpick.
I don't even need a magical sword. I need like a magical toothpick, and I'd be just like, and like go directly through their skull. So,
As anticipated, this beautifully created arcane golem made of sacred acacia wood is surprisingly resistant to your attacks. Like you've punched trees in half before, and even though this tree is 1,000 years old and dehydrated, you are having a hard time making any kind of dent in it. You suspect that there's a magical enchantment making it very, very difficult for you to damage it. You have a movement left, otherwise I'm going to pass the turn to Oni.
can I push Renan behind me?
Yes, please.
You can offer that. Renan can resist if she doesn't want to be pushed.
I
will
would like
push
to be
her.
pushed by Hoppy.
I'll push her behind me, so I'm the only person. And yeah, I guess I did rage.
Oni, come out and play.
Okay, so if I double move,
Creeper.
I can't attack, or I can only Silver Blade attack if I double move.
If you double move, you only have a bonus action left, which I think for you would mean you can only Blade Ward cantrip, because you can only offhand attack if you've used your attack
If I've
action
used my attack
to
action.
make a primary attack.
Okay. Then I don't really want Amon to be stuck by himself, and Renan's got a tank with her. So I think I'm gonna make my way over, and I'm gonna investigate this little guy.
Is the golem by me doing anything currently?
It is not.
Woo! Hold on.
It is
You're in the
Oni's turn.
sand.
Oni, are you walking along the path and then crossing the stone bridge where Amon is, or are you jumping from, say, like someplace over here to there?
Oh, I stepped into the sand, not thinking about it moving. Did that trigger something?
It absolutely does.
Okay. Then I'm guessing as soon as I entered the sand somewhere around here, it triggered.
It did.
Why you gotta be next to me? Oh,
I was next to you, and I was on my way
crap.
here. That's the route I would have taken.
Listen, we're all doing what we would do. We are who we are.
We're gonna die.
Definitely appreciate that.
We're gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Only if it's little guys. It's fine if it's one big guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Two things happen.
A whole bunch of scarabs come out. Oh, shit!
Yes. Ooh, this is actually brilliant.
Oh God!
You had to give him the idea of the scarabs. This is on you.
No. So, as Oni steps into the sand, two things happen. Actually, I guess technically a third thing happens.
Oh dear.
Draco, anybody proficient with Arcana, I can't remember if Ren and you actually have Arcane proficiency when you picked up the subclass or not, so this might be applying to you. I don't want to exclude you if that's the case. I couldn't remember if...
Who's got Arcana?
I am not proficient in it.
Okay.
Sadly.
Then just Draco, I think. Oni steps into the sand moat, just, as Oni does, straight. The shortest distance between 2 points is a sword. She
In
cuts
fairness,
a swath.
I was told not to go on the tiles.
As she does that, those sequence of runes in the ceiling, the third one, with the sigil for Earth, immediately fills up. You got the impression it was supposed to be sort of like granularly filled over time, like sand in an hourglass, but it immediately fills. When that happens, the sand moat that's in this room rises 6 feet, flooding all of the lower levels completely in sand, which unfortunately, Draco, because you're so short, puts you in over your head, literally in sand. The saving grace is that Amon is on the elevated platform where he's standing. He is unaffected by that. Renan and Hoppy are only partially affected by that. Oni, you ignore difficult terrain, so I'm gonna say thematically, as the sand rises, you just sort of rise with it, rather than it subsuming you. You just kind of ride it like an elevator.
Oni, the last earthbender.
Unfortunately, Hoppy and Renan, you both are in difficult terrain, but you are not buried enough that it's going to require any kind of saving throw or anything like that. Just know that to move out of that will cost you to double your movement until you're on the elevated position of this central platform. Draco, I need you to make a Constitution, or excuse me, is that right? Yes, Constitution saving throw.
Since I did not get to take the full double movement, can I, since the trap triggered here and I'm not impacted by it, can I grab his arm and pull him up out of the sand and put him on top of one of these pedestals?
I think it's a column going straight to the roof.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Well, either
yeah,
way,
it
I could
is
still
a support column.
pull you out of the sand so that you are not in the sand anymore, unless you would like to die. I leave that to you.
So Draco's Constitution saving throw is very, very good. At the moment the sand rises up above him, he just starts
Scrambles.
shooting spells wildly all over the place, which you don't understand for a minute. But what he's done is created a void in that sand, so he's not immediately suffocating to death. Draco, all that happens to you is you are effectively prone, meaning at the beginning of your turn, you're going to have to spend half of your movement to stand up, which is like
Okay.
climb out of the sand. And then whilst this sand trap is active, you'll be in difficult terrain.
Gotcha.
So your movement is kind of fucked. But you didn't die in the sand
I
trap. which
didn't
is-
die.
Only
Surprisingly.
if you want to use the rest of your action to pull him out on top of the sand, that's something you can do and end your turn where you are. Or you can finish your turn however you want to, now that we've done the triggering event.
Yeah, let's go ahead and free Draco and get him up on top of the sand. So I'll take some move action and try to pull him out. If he wants to. If he doesn't want to be pulled
Oh
out,
yeah,
he can stay
no,
there.
I want to get out of being buried and dying. That'd be great.
So this is an opportunity where Remarkable Athlete would come into play. I don't think you have to roll it because you're proficient in athletics, but if you wanted to, this would be athletics plus Remarkable Athlete.
No, but it's
Plus-
okay, because Draco just has to tell me what a remarkable athlete I am once I pull him out of the sand.
That's just money well spent.
How about I'll just scream that out? What a remarkable athlete you are, sis!
You're
Remarkable.
easily able to hoist him up out of the sand.
Okay.
And then the third thing that happens is behind you, Amon, you can hear the creaking and groaning of what you are just 100% certain has to be a golem coming to life. You don't even look. You just sort of knock your arrow, preparing for combat, knowing what's happening behind you. And sure enough, the acacia wooden golem behind you has in fact spurred to life because someone crossed the sandstone or the sand threshold, and it is now in defensive mode.
Thanks, Oni. You're remarkable at that too.
You got it. Happy to help.
Oni, I feel like you've taken just a movement and a bonus. You have an action. If you want to use that for more movement, you can. If you want to, like,
Yeah.
I don't think you have a bow.
Since I'm not hindered by movement, let me get closer to Amon so that I can tanky tank things. Probably best if I stay in the sand and not. Is this considered sand or tile? Here.
I'd let you pick either.
Okay. I don't want to step on the tile yet because I've already triggered a trap, so I'll save them from me triggering another one, but I'll stop there.
Sure.
Good question, John. Did the water fill up now? The water residual up top?
It is very close, nearly full.
That tells me what that did. Okay.
That's
Yeah, that's okay. The sacred acacia golems go now. This first one here by Hoppy will join him in its greatest pursuit of tub thumping, even.
Chabawaba.
It will make.
I
two
get knocked
slam
down. I never get knocked down, so I don't
Oh,
have
I
to
get
get
up
back
again.
up again. I never get knocked down. That's a
Did
fucking
you
big ass
reckless work?
golem.
I did not reckless.
Okay, so the first
I
attack.
guess I did
misses.
reckless.
Oh, you did. Okay, so that first attack is a 20. 20 hits. I see 8 points of damage. You turn the bludgeoning into 3, but you do not have immunity to force, so you take 5.
Alright.
And then second attack, I'll toggle advantage this time, so I'm not a dum-dum. Uh-oh.
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 So that's 21 bludgeoning damage, which you turn into 10. 5 points of force, which you have to take, so total 15. And
roll that beautiful bean
Don't
footage.
roll.
On the table.
Don't do it. Ooh, the evens are always the worst ones.
oh no!
I like that.
I kick the target's weapon out of their hands. I am able to take the disarm action after my attack and can steal my opponent's weapons if I have a free hand. Otherwise, I can kick it up to 20 feet away.
Can't steal knuckles and knocking. They're his knuckles.
So the good news is you're raging, so you're going to have advantage on the athletics check, I think. So your athletics opposed by my athletics is actually a pretty fair contest. You got to beat a 15, which I think is very much in Hoppy's wheelhouse.
Athletics.
Nice.
Yep. Done. It goes to grab your axe and your maul rather and throw it away, and Hoppy does no, this is
think so.
my axe. Get your own axe. You sort of just kick him off of you, not understanding that it was his. He's never not failed.
It's a maul, and for the record, I don't. I didn't reckless. I had Knuckles of Knocking, which gave me advantage against the tree in the first place, and I forgot to toggle it off. So, but it doesn't matter. We'll just say I did. But that I was trying to figure out where.
Okay. On the other side, we have the Golem versus Amon, who does not have a maul, with 2 slam attacks. 11 misses for sure, but I think a 25 hits, and I see 15 damage.
Manga squished it.
Feel like his hit points are not right.
Mine aren't. What it's showing isn't. I have 48 currently.
I'm gonna just
Are you saying my hit points aren't correct?
Your token is showing 26 hit points, which can't possibly be right.
I gotta just readjust.
Oh no, I have full health currently.
64. 64.
64.
Yeah. I don't know how that got messed up, but so you take 15 damage from your 64. After the golem's attack finishes, we hit initiative 10, and that water rune on the ceiling has finished filling. And
damn it.
Everybody in the room can feel this sudden sense of moisture. Like that smell of petrichor and just that deep sense of impending torrential rain.
Mm-hmm.
And you can watch as a massive aqueous orb begins to form, enveloping Renan and Hoppy.
I do love water. I'm a water baby.
You are both trapped in this water sphere that will require a dexterity check to attempt to swim out of. At its center, there's a vortex that's trying to pull you towards it, and it's also ripping oxygen from your body. You have a hard time holding your breath, as if some unseen supernatural force is drawing it out. You will likely drown in this aqueous orb far faster than you would in conventional water. And you feel that sense immediately. Draco, it's your turn. Looking up, you notice that the blue orb the blue sign for water is now completely empty, but the next one in sequence, which was fire, is now starting to char like coals of an ember, just working its way up from the bottom very slowly.
Okay. Next trap about to be triggered soon, it seems like. Alright. First thing first, my little flame dude's coming out. So
Flame seed.
pull him.
I feel like we need to work on a different way to say that.
My little dude is coming out.
So he's out. We're both chilling on top of the sand. It's all sandy. And then that was my main action. And let's see, how far does Flame Seed go? Flame Seed's 60 feet. So I can go here. Okay. He will then Flame Seed that dude there. Come on.
Pew, pew.
This guy here.
That's how I imagine he flame seeds, with his fingers.
Yep.
I went all week without seeing Draco's little guy.
You know?
Oh,
You're
no.
welcome.
All right, roll on the table of doom.
Oh, I gotta.
The spell fires in an unexpected manner, causing your confidence in your abilities to falter. You have disadvantage on any spell attacks, and enemies have advantage against your spell saving throws until the end of your next turn.
Okay, disadvantage turned on. Womp womp.
Fire
Okay,
guy's in a
that's
little bit of a slump.
it's because Amon, making his little crack
Mhm.
took his confidence away. Oh, he put his head down. That's what it was.
I
I
cast
don't know what you
enlarge
guys were
reduce.
thinking.
I choose grower, not shower.
No.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Anything else from Draco?
No, that's all I got.
Okay. On initiative 0, two things happen. First,
No,
the sand
stop.
recesses back into the ground, so now Draco sinks 6 feet.
Wow,
Hoppy and Renan are no longer covered in sand, although there's a little bit in their water bubble probably, and it all has recessed down below. So now this remains an elevated platform. The sand has basically returned to a moat like it started. And Hoppy and Renan are both drawn 10 feet closer to the center of the orb. And it is Amon's turn.
Am I in melee currently?
You are.
Hmm?
That's what I thought. Doesn't happen very often. So I'm going to use my longsword.
That is a hit.
And I'm going
Wow.
to add Searing Smite. If I can get my roll 20 to work.
In the real world where these people actually exist in our imaginations. I shall smite thee, foul Acacia demon, with searing smite! Searing smite!
Work!
come on.
My smite's broken. I broke my smite. He's a grower, not a shower. Grow, smite, grow.
17 points from the first attack. The second attack hits. I see 5 points of slashing. Where your first attack hits, you leave a giant rent trench through the upper chest of this golem, and it catches fire, like all the way up to his shoulder. The wood is burning, sort of embering. The second attack does almost nothing to him whatsoever, but that fire continues to burn, and it crackles away, making its own sort of sad sound as it does. It seems like
Nice.
fire might be a very effective weapon against golems made of wood.
Interesting.
Can we see his
Fire druid.
his health bar for that second
Oh, I
one?
apologize.
No, you don't. I mean, what?
I do. Anything else from Amon?
That is it for me.
Renan. You are drowning in a floating orb. What would you like
We
to
don't
do?
need to use the word drowning. Just wait a
Sorry.
second.
Taking a casual swim.
Can I swim out with a 15?
That is the number I'm looking for. You may exit the aqueous sphere if you wish.
I can't get around this golem because of the size of it, correct?
Not without a good acrobatics roll.
You could also go backwards so that you're not, because you're going to be shooting it with a bow anyway, right?
No, I am not.
Okay.
Oops. I didn't
Oh.
mean to hit
Oh,
it twice.
double acrobat.
Acrobatics of a 22 is really good. It
I would
is
like to go there.
slower than you in lumbering. You're able to like sort of tumble roll between its legs, arriving on the opposite side of it. You are now between the sarcophagus and Amon.
Can I Scorching Ray it? I have no idea what that is. I
You
don't think
can.
sneak is on. Sorry.
I would caution you, however, if you make a ranged attack against a melee foe, that attack is made with disadvantage.
Gosh damn it.
So effective, but not as much as, like, damage type, yes, but you're going to probably miss some of those. Your choice. You can take it back and do something more conventional if you'd rather.
No, I want to try to burn it. I want to fire it.
So the first roll is a 13 and a 9. The 9 is a lower roll. That first one misses.
I get 3 of them?
You do.
Okay, 2 hits, 1 miss. No, because I have to roll disadvantage. God damn it. I'm not hitting the toggle. I'm just rolling. Roll 20 is going too slow for me. And I'm hitting the wrong thing.
Could she have moved one more square away so to avoid the disadvantage?
In a world of could-haves and should-haves, absolutely. Although
I didn't.
Provoked an attack of opportunity. So
how many is that?
The 18 and 15. The 15 misses, and you've got a critical failure, which I can't imagine you're going to do any worse than, so we'll assume that that's the worst roll for that result. So 3 misses, one of which is a critical miss.
You're welcome.
I do need one other thing from you, yeah. Oh, no.
You don't even know what it is yet. Relax.
It's high, though, and the table gets worse the larger the number is.
Great. Bring it on. I'm already fucking drowning in water and sand, and I'm about to get fired.
Literally. Oh, you're going to become the Avatar, though, because you're short one element. Your spell backfires, creating a small explosion, causing you to fall and bump your head. You fall prone, and you need to roll a DC 10 Constitution saving throw, or you take 1d6 bludgeoning damage and are knocked unconscious for 1 minute.
Did you say Constitution saving throw?
Yes, please.
It's not gonna go well. Hey, I made my 10, bitches.
Nice.
Wow.
Fall down.
Magic's not that easy, is it?
Almost passed out.
Ow.
Look around. There's just
She would never cry.
Marks all over the room.
She would never cry. But she does go, my bad. I won't try that again.
That's my B, guys.
I'll leave the fire to Draco.
There you go.
I tried something new. Whatever.
Not so easy, is it?
You gotta try something new. You gotta grow as a person.
Do
Hoppy on a 20.
Men don't have to.
Right.
Yes, they do.
Do I get advantage to escape this because of danger sense?
It is not a trap.
Traps and spells that I can see.
Oh, that's interesting. Yes. I'll say yes.
So, rolling to escape the bubble.
Oh.
Not escaping the bubble.
Use an
At least
inspiration
I'm getting
token.
out of the way. I'll have one. Okay.
Jeez, double fucking ones. That's
Can I?
Funny, not funny.
Can I do anything right now, or? Am I just
Unfortunately,
drowning?
you're being pulled to the center of this vortex and you're slowly drowning. You have range attack options, but they'll be made at disadvantage because you're technically underwater.
Okay. I mean, I might as well.
Yeah. Throw that maul at him. Duck it.
I think I still have my javelins, so 2 javelins.
Remember when John gives us a challenge and he thinks, this will be easy for these guys. They're experts. And then we all fucking die. Then we all die.
Or this really hard-ass one that he's been working on for a while, and he's eliminated so quick.
Those are my favorite ones, where I'm like, okay, guys, now you're going to have to be really careful here. And I made plans and backups, and I've got an NPC to save you, and I've given you 3 items to specifically handle it. You use none of them, and you one-shot the guy. And then I'm like, this is just easy encounter. And you're like, I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Not stand in the fire? And I'm like, yes. Oh my God, please, just one time. Don't stand in the fire. You're like, this was way too hard. I don't get this.
Just one time, don't stand in the fire.
Unfortunately, because the attacks are made with disadvantage, I see an 11 and a 9 as your attack rolls. Or are you recklessing?
I'm
An
reckless.
11 and a 23.
11 and 23.
So first attack misses, second attack hits, and I see 12 damage. Is that right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the javelin is not magical, so it runs into the same problem. But it is fun to watch a minotaur in a floating pool of water throw a javelin so hard that it actually has escape velocity, exits the water, and still sticks it to the tree golem.
And yet he can't get out.
A conundrum. It's a great conundrum.
Now, if I had thought to tie a rope to it, I could use that to pull myself out.
All right. At the end of your turn, Hoppy, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Did you die?
Give me a sec, because I feel like ancestral protectors, maybe?
Let's see, this is impressive. We got like 3 failed attacks in a row here. Guess my little guy,
That's how
Hoppy,
it's
Renan.
Hoppy resists the urge to drown. You can watch as bubbles are literally drawn up out of his chest, out of his mouth, and he's like trying to grab them back as breath escapes his body. The water is drawing oxygen out of his lungs, and it's difficult to watch your friend suffer. But so far, he's still got enough breath in his body for it to not be an issue. Oni, it's your turn.
Oni is going to come right over here because that's the closest that she can get, and she's going to attack this guy.
Oh, we shouldn't have gone on opposite sides.
Oni.
It's not Oni's fault. It's the dice's fault. This game is
Oni ran through the sand.
Well, I gotta know what the 16 is before I can see if I can attack a third time.
You can.
He decapitates
for sure
Amon
can.
accidentally.
That's what it says that right here.
Oh my god.
It's weird that they knew his name. You get tangled with your enemy and fall over. You are knocked prone and your movement speed is reduced to 0. You also must succeed on a DC 10 dexterity check. Oh, no. The target must also. Well, that's almost a good thing.
Yeah, it's a grapple.
All right.
So would my third attack be at disadvantage since I'm prone?
That's correct.
Or be a ground and pound. Headbutts. Waka.
Do we still get the +1?
So we're both on the ground. You and I are both prone. Today is the last day, right? Of
Yep.
Yeah.
Does
Leia's
16
blessing.
hit?
It does.
Yes.
And I see 14 damage from the second attack. Plus the 8 you did is 22 total.
Mm-hmm.
Your attacks are very effective, rending through his wooden body as you might through flesh and bone.
Nice.
Oni, you can start to... You felt that sense of water and moisture. You smelled that petrichor a moment ago. The interior of this space suddenly begins to feel very, very hot.
No, it doesn't.
Draco, as the golems take the initiative and press their advantage here, you notice that the flame sigil is almost fully enveloped now in that burning ember design.
Whew. Guys, next trap got to pop.
Will use
Fire.
half of its movement speed to stand up.
Fire
And we'll
coming,
make
incoming.
one slam on Amon. Oh my god, it's
Did I get her?
contagious.
Nice. Good.
Ha, joke's on you, I don't have a weapon. I will take the next one. It is disadvantage on my next attack roll against any target. He was going to try to stomp on Oni since she's down, so advantage and disadvantage cancel each other out. Normal attack roll. And that's a miss.
Thank
on the other
God.
side of things, the golem
No.
is free to attack the person what tried to burn him.
Mm-mm.
If
Wasn't
it
me.
had a mouth, it would mock you.
13?
13
That
misses,
doesn't
I'm
hit.
fairly certain, but the 26 I think definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
I see 12 points of total damage.
Fuck off, golem.
I can take 2d6 now.
Nice. So you take only 6, Renan.
Do. Okay. Thank you, Hoppy.
Draco, at initiative 10, you can see a wall of fire manifest at the north side of the room. It begins to thrum and churn and starts to move south. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
First yell, firewall coming our way.
Yikes.
Look behind you. Then have Fire Dude come over this way, teleport in to grab Hoppy, and then teleport him out right here if possible.
Thanks, Draco.
Nice.
And then, okay. So, question for you, John. I could have my spells go through Fire Guy, but did that get used with him moving and teleporting? My Fire Dude is his own guy, sort of, but not.
No, yeah, you can still use him. Like, you can still use your action to cast
Through
a spell
him?
as a familiar. Yeah, that's your
Okay.
action.
All right, cool. Then, what
Sorry,
I
give me a
will
minute to
do...
wrap my head around what you were asking.
Yeah. Okay. So, I shall go ahead and do 3 of these through him.
Two hits and a miss. I see 15 fire damage.
Perfect.
They leave like very specific laser scorch holes in his chest, one in each pec, burnt all the way through the backside of it. You have noticed that the golem sort of like self-repairs. The tree grows together, repairing the damage caused to it, except anywhere that it's been burnt. Those wounds remain open.
Well, they're about to get nice and burnt here real soon.
Mm-hmm.
Firewall!
I wonder if they're immune to their own fire.
On
Maybe.
initiative 0, the firewall advances. And just does this kind of a move.
Woohoo. That's creepy. Super creepy. Oh, it doesn't extend. Watch out! Ridden!
Renan, I'll need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Can I evade this? Since I have evasion.
Oh, and what does evasion do?
You can
Evade?
nimbly dodge out of the way of certain area effects. I feel like this is a perfect time to do that. I just have to make a dex saving throw. Either way, it's a dex saving throw. That's what you're saying. You're making fun of me. Got it.
I love
I
John.
got it.
Oh,
Nice. Beautiful.
I just want you to know, when you make fun of me and then something like that happens, I still win. I
do still
win.
You absolutely win. You take no damage.
And I just go,
Being
fuck
able
you,
to like move
fire.
back in
Mm-hmm.
because it's a critical success, and because space here is tight. I'll offer
still
you one of
fail.
these like risky maneuvers.
Hold on,
You
I was on the ground. I want to keep that in mind. So
sure.
I don't want to cheat you out of something cool.
No, I think there's no mechanical, as the game is written, penalty for like tumbling versus rolling or dodging.
Okay.
As it stands right now, you're completely free and clear. Your evasion plus your high roll has gotten you out of the wall of fire damage. That's done for sure. However, if you would like to make a risky maneuver and try to trip this wood golem, making him fall backwards into the fire,
Yes.
I'll let you make an attack roll. If the attack roll fails, you will be left in the wall of fire damage, taking half of that fire damage. If you succeed, however, he takes the fire damage and you do not. Know that now
Okay.
you're already free and clear. If you want that, you just say no thanks, no deal. But because this is a pretty cool, I think, cinematic opportunity, and you are very nimble and ninja.
So any attack? What do What do you want
If you
me
can
to
hit with an attack, I will say that that's like you stabbing him right in the back of his knee, and he falls backwards into the wall of fire.
Please rollies. Please dices. Please babies.
Nice.
This is a 20 to hit.
Woo!
Absolutely. You stab him right in the back of his kneecap, and he falls backwards over you and into the wall of fire as it advances. Renan, if you would like to do the honors and roll 6d6.
Whoa, I'm scared.
Wait. Give me a second.
$22.
He
Nice.
takes 33 fire damage
Woo!
and is nearly fully incinerated. His left arm is completely burnt off. His shoulder is gone. His left leg is but a twig. He will only make one slam attack on future attacks. He is charred and makes like a very sad sort of weeping willowy sound effect of
Aww.
I'm sorry, my friend. I feel so bad killing golems because they're just so dumb.
It advances. As soon as it touches the aqueous orb, it also instantly evaporates the aqueous orb.
Oh, damn.
It continues to advance and continues
Draco,
to
this
advance
sucks for you, bud.
and continues to advance.
It's a good thing,
until
I'm resistant to fire, right?
it hits Draco. Draco, make a dexterity saving throw for half.
Don't you have good dex? I feel like, yeah, okay.
My dex is 0.
You're able to like quickly hide behind this pillar as the flame wave advances. It is so hot by the time it reaches you, it still scorches you.
Like I said, I am resistant to fire.
You take a total of 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah, you take half.
That's not
You
so
still
bad.
take damage.
Yeah.
It's more like singes your clothes and actually burn you. Just like you have to put out your backpack and your robe's a little tattered now. It's not too bad.
I'm a mama bitch.
Wait, did he take half damage and then half again because of his?
Oh, I rolled. I didn't have the dice. I don't know why in my mind 5 is 3, but I was supposed to roll 3 dice and then just have that damage.
Okay.
So let me just do this. You take 6. So you take with Mark's recalculation, you take 1 fewer point of damage.
Hey, that's
Sorry,
okay.
Draco.
It is good.
I tried.
I wonder what my brain was doing when I thought taking 1 away was the same as cutting it in half. All right. Complicated end of phase turn. I apologize for that. Amon, it's your turn. Start of round number 3.
Alrighty. Is the golem still prone on my side?
It's stood up.
Okay.
Oni is still prone.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have too much that I can do other than try to light it on fire with my sword.
That seems pretty like an excellent start.
And then I'll
Roll,
add Searing Smite.
roll.
Yeah, sorry. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, so that's an interesting question. Does that roll on the spell or the attack table?
The attack table.
What's a 54?
1 second. I have to do math first, and math is hard.
Math is not hard.
8
54
plus 4
says... your senses heighten and you become aware of threats around the battlefield. You are able to use the dodge action after your attack.
Sweet, you can get away from it.
Yeah, I think I will do that. I will take a few steps back.
Good luck, sister.
Good luck.
Well,
Sorry you're on the ground.
That way you can moonbow him. It's fine.
That's yeah. So now that I'm further back, I would like to. Would you allow me to swap weapons and fire a different weapon for my second attack?
Absolutely, I would, but this is the Michelle caveat that this movement requires you to drop your longsword where it is, then use your free action to like grab your bow, and then your action to shoot. So she will tell you that it is incumbent upon you
I'm actually
to
okay
pick up
doing
your
that.
longsword, because I will always remember where your weapons have been dropped.
Yep.
And I'm happy to remind you next combat why you don't have it. That's a hit. 5 points.
Oh.
Caught up pretty quick, keeping them even.
Yeah.
The moonbow
You're
is
welcome.
more effective than the sword when it's not sheathed in fire, but less effective than the sword when it is sheathed in fire. Renan's turn.
Mm-hmm.
The tomb is still for a moment. Renan, you're kind of hopped up on adrenaline. Your senses are maybe more keyed than everybody else's. You can notice that like all of the dust and particulates that had fallen from the ceiling when the trap first triggered are beginning to like swirl about on unseen eddies of wind current. You can feel the wind on your face. Given that the 3 elements have already made manifest, you suspect the next trap has something to do with air.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Take cover. I'll just fucking open up my storm in a bottle. Now what? Mm-hmm. Now what? I'm not doing that. I'm in a steady aim.
Okay.
And do 5 points of damage. Okay?
That seems fair. It doesn't change anything. Just another reminder. Oh no, you're short swording. Sorry, I thought it said short bow, and I was like, you are meleeing or ranging in melee again. 5 points. Do you sneak attack there? No, you don't.
Nope, because I'm not. There's no flanking shit happening. Hoppy.
You slash at it with your short sword. It is woefully
you could have held your attack.
I could have.
You just chip little bits of bark off of him. Anything else from Brennan?
No, fuck it. We're here. Let's do it.
Happy.
I like how I saved you, then the water goes away anyway.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Big heroic move, and it was useless. Nope.
Try to make this like the Indiana Jones theme. It's archaeological. It's in the desert, and it turns out none of your actions matter.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Okay, I'm gonna move up to it. I can hit it with a melee attack. Still using my maul, because I lost it. Okay. I need to press buttons. That was fun. And I'm gonna
Megan's smiling, so I'm thinking something good happened. I
He
don't
got a
see numbers.
27.
I just see Maul, Rage, and Bludgeon.
He got a crit.
Oh, and I see numbers now.
Hmm.
I see 14 on the first attack and 27 on the second.
And
He goes to 6 hit points, and we'll see what a 73 gets you.
I get a third attack because of Cricklet Mastery.
If you don't kill him with the bonus attack, you will knock him prone.
I got 7 or 14 on the
Halved is 7, which is exactly enough. Well, one more than you needed. 1 point of overkill.
Nice.
and then I can still move. So I'm going to move from 2, 5, 6. No, I'm going to go this way. Yeah, not going to go up on the place.
Okay. Oni, you're up.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm going to stand up with some of my move. Right? That's not an action, that's just movement.
Correct. Half of your move speed, so 15 feet.
I'm going to attack. Oh, I don't know why I have disadvantage on. So that would have been a 17.
I'm fine with that.
21. 26.
Is that 20 damage exactly?
No, it's 30 damage.
30.
Across all 3 hits.
Oh, I didn't see the other. Sorry. First one is blank to me. It says Golden Blade, but no numbers.
Oh, that's the one that I accidentally rolled with disadvantage because I had it on for prone.
I see. So 30 is your total. That one was 10. That is the magic number. He was exactly at 30 hit points.
Nice.
He goes to 0 precisely and collapses.
I'm going to pick up Amon's sword and hand it to him. That way he's got it.
I'm going to grab my javelins.
Okay.
Mhm.
As the moment that they're dead, this interior square of tile work here that the sarcophagus is set on begins to tremble and shake, and all of the individually placed tiles begin to fall away, revealing a deep, empty chasm. And as they fall away, the sarcophagus is lowered down on some kind of like mechanical piston, very quickly just dropping into the blackness of the void.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the archaeologists aren't going to be happy with us.
They're gonna be super pissed.
Do we get one round to try and save it? Because I've got a complicated idea involving
I'm in!
rope and a
Immovable
An
rod.
immovable rod.
immovable rod, and
Count me in. Tell me what to do.
so I'm gonna throw up the immovable rod and jump in after it and bear hug it
Nice.
with a rope attached to me. Somebody come and grab the rope. Tie
On
it
it.
to the immovable rod.
Grabbing
That
the
would
rope.
be Oni.
Mm-hmm.
She's the only one of us strong enough for that.
So, why does she need to grab it if it's attached to the immovable rod?
Pull him up.
To pull you
I'm
up.
not. Yeah.
I see. All right, I don't hate this. I like this. Hoppy goes spelunking into the deep dark hole, just swan diving after it. Tie me off! Like you just watch the coil just rapidly empties to nothing. Oh, and he has to quickly like tie it to the immovable rod as he's falling. The sarcophagus is made of stone and ornate metals, and it's attached to that giant stone structure. I like this idea, but the strength check required to pull this off is going to be enormous.
Oh, great.
You grab the stone plinth, you bear hug it, you have run out of slack. Oni, from this side, you can hear the rope strain and you can watch it start to fray. The immovable rod does this. Like, for a moment, it was almost the slightly movable rod.
Oh no!
Suggesting how much weight is truly down there. And
It can only hold 5,000 pounds, so maybe this wasn't the best idea.
Hoppy, it comes to you. I need a strength check.
Okay.
Oh my God, Hoppy.
I'm still raging, so I get advantage, and
Yeah, get a crit. Get a crit.
and is there any chance I can take a swipe at like the plinth that it's on to break it away since I have the
No,
requisite
it's going to
knocking
take
as
all
well.
of your strength just to try to hold it. If you let go even a little bit, it's definitely going to slip.
Okay, strength check.
Yep.
22.
That's a
Okay.
saving
Okay.
throw.
23.
A saving throw. You gotta do the other.
Oh,
Straight. You just got to
The
do
bonus
We can keep the
straight.
roll. It's just you rolled a
Okay.
14 plus your strength score is a plus 4 or plus 5.
+4.
So you rolled an 18,
+1 for 19.
a 19. So in my mind, the DC was 20. Is there any way we can get Hoppy a +1 from something?
Can I be?
If only we had a bard for bardic inspiration.
Yeah. If only.
Do I have anything that can help?
Do I have it? That's a question for you, my friend.
Like, this is not me asking where I
Okay.
know the answer and I'm just trying to like be a dick. I genuinely don't know. Just before I say that it's a failure, this is such a cinematic, awesome moment. I want to make sure that we can't fudge it somehow.
Hold on.
I mean, like somebody could give him inspiration, but he rolled a 14. I don't like mathematically. He's unlikely to roll better.
I don't think so.
Hold on.
You don't understand. Sorry, I'm talking to Caleb.
Wood and I got nothing. The only thing that I can think of is maybe if I could damage the plinth, or if I could, if somebody else could damage the plinth. If somebody has a spell that can damage.
I'll tell you what. Let's take our
stone.
5-minute break here because I know some folks are
I'm
looking
looking.
to get
I'm
a drink or
looking.
take a bio. Let's take 5 minutes, get a drink, go for a walk, use the restroom, and I'll rule on this when we are back.
Okay.
Thinking caps on. Enjoy your break.
Okay.
um,
I mean, fails are entertaining too, though. I mean, if we don't quite get it,
the other option is I can I could go down with it, and you guys could try and come up with
it's another puzzle.
I'm back.
Out. Otherwise, I'm wondering if there's anything I can do with my horns. I also have my dread helmet, which doesn't actually do anything, but maybe I can scare it to death.
You frightened
I'm just
one
wondering.
valence electron off the stone plinth.
I'm wondering if I can use Mage Hand to like take some of the weight off the rope, like grab the rope, pull back, grab Hoppy's feet. I don't know. I've never
What about
used
like
Mage
Misty
Hand.
Step
The
or
very last
Dimension
line.
Door?
Dimension
Door, will that do anything?
I don't have those.
You
Oh,
don't
I
have
have it
Dimension
with
Door?
my cloak. I have Dimension Door with the cloak, but you guys, I can get to somewhere. I can't like Dimension Door, grab Hoppy in a sarcophagus, and Dimension Door back.
You'd have
That's
to, like,
not how that works.
fall on top
Could
of
you
him
jump-
and then Dimension Door both of you
Yeah.
and the sarcophagus back.
I don't
Right.
think that'd work. And then the magic hand can hold 10 pounds.
Well, I know that the Mage Hand only holds 10 pounds, but if we're talking about 1 point of strength,
That might be enough.
does that take enough off? Like,
Thinking about all of these options. If you have any more ideas, hit me. I like these.
I tried to sell him on the idea of when we were having the demon taken out of me with the mark, I was able to see a vision that gave each of you a +1, but he didn't take it. I tried.
I was thinking about shooting an arrow with a rope tied to it into the sarcophagus or into Hoppy.
Right in the back of his thigh.
That might help.
I say we just figure out how to get down there to get it.
Okay.
Um,
Of the options that have been presented to me so far, here's what I think I like the best. And this is like I'm not making any kind of official DM ruling yet. I just want to talk through with you all if that's okay. I like the idea of everybody doing something like a grasping tendril or a shooting a rope arrow or a grappling hook at the sarcophagus, so like everybody takes a little bit of the load so that Hoppy bears less weight himself. That's kind of a fun like team pitch. I don't hate that. I think that there's a lot of value and I think just excitement to the idea of watching Renan swan dive into the hole after him and dimension dooring the sarcophagus and Hoppy back to the surface. I think that's fun. And I also don't hate just, at the end of the day, Hoppy can't hold it and you guys have to climb down and figure it out. I think those are the best. It has reached 1/2 of terminal velocity.
Okay, so I won't get a turn before.
That depends on how deep it is.
Well, before I'm out of their range. That was the question.
Yeah, that's probably true. Mechanically, how it would work is, I think if you guys like used Mage Hand and a rope tied to an arrow, what I would do is see how much weight we thought that actually alleviated. If it alleviated enough in my mind, we could probably have Hoppy just suspend it in air attached to the thing. If I feel like the numbers need to be fudged, I'll have Hoppy roll a second strength check. And we'll sort of take the better of two results. And the dimension door would be its own separate adjudication. So now that you guys know how I would pursue either of those three paths. Which you guys want to do, or is there a renegade rogue fourth path we haven't considered?
Dimension Door would be to just save Hoppy. We're not going to save the sarcophagus and Hoppy. There's no way, because I think that would still involve him holding on to it while we're Dimension Dooring. I'm just throwing that out there. I feel like it would be...
I think we have to separate it from the plinth before we can dimension.
The Dimension Door itself might shear that because it's like a friendly person plus cargo. So it may just take the most it can take.
I see. Then roping it is.
I mean,
Pretty sure I'm the one roped. The only other thing that I can think of, John, is damaging the plinth somehow. I've got an opposite knot. I do twice as much damage.
Oh, to like reduce the load. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Reduce the load.
Okay, I got
if I don't
something
have a
else.
turn,
I got something else I could do. I could send Fire Dude down there, have him give Hoppy the bad touch there, and give him
that
enhanced
is
ability.
Exactly what we needed.
That is exactly what we needed. He would double his carrying capacity. And get advantage.
I mean, as far as like shortcuts that kind of do exactly what it says on the tin, this is probably the most direct shortcut that does exactly what it says on the tin.
Mm-hmm. Is that our
It's
winner?
less cinematic than watching Renan just fall backwards into the pit and teleporting things, but
it's Fire Dude poking him in the butt. Boop.
I like
there
it.
you go.
touch the butt.
I like.
Is this our plan then?
I'm definitely fine just fucking swan
Let me get
diving
loose.
in after him and Dimension Dooring. I do feel like dice are involved in that, and it could get...
Yeah.
Is she going to say it? Dicey.
Nice.
Oh. Okay, just because of that, we have to do it that way. But
Based on the fact that we've had like 7 crit fails today, and I think 2 actual crits, we may want to not trust the dice today.
Let's make it more fun.
The other thing is...
enhanceability is a good idea.
I think our two
but
best ideas
cinematic.
are now Dimension Door and enhanceability.
Yeah, I think
I like those two
enhanceability is
options.
enhanceability is the safest bet for sure. Let's start
But
there.
the more entertaining, we're going for entertainment, right?
Yeah, but if I fail my Dimension Door or my task, now 2 of us are falling forever? Like, do
And
you see?
Yeah.
So I say let's enhance ability, and sorry, Hoppy, we tried, I think. But also, I'll dive down this hole if you guys want me to jump down the hole.
Enhanceability. Poke him in the butt. Touch the butt.
Type 1 in chat if you think enhanceability is the play. Type 2 in chat if you think Dimension Door is the ticket.
Dimension Door is our backup to get Hoppy.
If we, just to clarify one thing, if we do enhance ability and Hoppy's able to hang on to this thing, we might still need a Dimension Door to get them back up. Because I don't know if we're going to be able to drag Hoppy up. We might still need to do both.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think enhanceability is the best place to start.
All right, that's the play then. As described, Fire Guy, little flaming matchstick man, jumps into the hole. Bravely, he's screaming, hurtling, just streamlines himself, hands at his side, flaming head flickering in the wind as he lands at Hoppy, slaps him right on his butt, and says, "Strong like bull." Get it?
Yeah.
Disappointed that under this tremendous load you didn't laugh at his joke. You do feel this burning sensation that starts in your gluteus maximus, radiating through all of the muscles in your body. You swell. Your muscles more engorged with blood, even than they are when you enrage. And for a moment, the load feels manageable. The rope finishes, uncoiling to the best of its ability. It snaps taut, the rope begins to fray and uncoil, and you slam into the side of this excavation tunnel that was made beneath the temple. And for the moment, you maintain your grasp on the sarcophagus and the enormous sandstone plinth it was built upon.
Go, Humpy!
You can feel like your muscles starting to tear under the load. Like you're losing muscular control at your extremities, and it hurts. But for right now, you have everything in hand.
We need to reduce the weight, and we need to reduce the weight before we get me up. So, any ideas on reducing the weight? My best is I can start punching at it to get rid of or to damage.
Then you don't
plinth, but
have
I'm
anything to
not
hold
sure.
it. You're only holding it with one hand. I think
Well,
you.
no, I bear hugged
Okay.
it, so I'm pretty
If
sure
he
I can go
has
like
it-
this.
If he has it and he's steady, I will now dive in and dimension door. Like if we're grasping this, or has he gone too far down, John? Did I miss my opportunity?
No, you can still do that.
Okay. Fuck. Here we go.
YOLO!
Gracefully jumping down, you resist the temptation to ride the rope because that might add additional stressors to Hoppy's situation. You land as delicately as you can on the sarcophagus's plinth. He groans and strains under the arrival of your additional weight, although, to be fair, you want to remind him that, at $1.10 soaking wet, that's less than 1% of the total weight.
I just wanted to do that for my own sake. See, I'm the most graceful acrobat.
You really are.
You could have attached another rope,
Relax. Relax. She's fearless.
Drawing on the power of the cloak extends. Its edges begin to fray like jagged sackcloth. And purple energy starts to emanate from it, and it just sort of wraps itself around the stone plinth and your teammate. On the surface, you guys can watch as this jagged pattern of purple energy begins to open that looks kind of like the perimeter of an unfurled cloak. And through it, you can see into the shaft where Renan and Hoppy are sitting upon the stone plinth, and Renan strains against the weight of trying to move this much material with the Dimension Door spell. As per the spell, I will need you to spend a hit die. But as she does that, she groans and strains, using the power of the other side, connecting two planes together as one, and births the stone plinth, the sarcophagus, and Hoppy through this doorway shaped like the purple cloak triangle, pushing it out to safety. Where would you like to land it?
Away from the hole.
To exactly where it started.
Is there a limit on where I can land it?
Within 500 feet. So literally anywhere in this room.
Outside the door.
I will literally land it right here.
Where?
If
Nice.
my roll 20
Where we came in.
will work.
That's perfect.
Okay.
And I want you to know that I am screaming. I am just screaming in brute strength. I will not do that into my microphone, but we are just screaming in like,
I look like to poke you too.
In pretty purple energy, screaming.
So the triangular gateway appears at the entrance here, jagged, like ripped sackcloth at the edges, and through there you can see down into the pit, and the whole sarcophagus just begins to sort of force itself through this gateway, emerging at the opening of the tunnel where you guys first appeared here. It sort of like draws things in. There are moments where it starts to like shrink a little bit, and Renan has to tear at it, opening it even wider and maintaining that sort of purple gateway effect.
Can I help to pull it through?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you get the sense that she's straining to keep it open this large for this long, time is of the essence. Once they're through, Hoppy is safely through, Renan teleports in and just sort of collapses to her knees. You can look around her eyes, her mouth, and the extension of her fingers. Like basically all of the extremities are covered in these thick black lines that look almost burnt.
Whew.
Now that she's here, back in this plane, they start to fade away, but it seems like connecting two realms together for a brief period of time takes a toll on her. and the purple gateway closes behind her, and you can look as that gateway reforms as the shawl she wears as her cloak, the purple energy fading away and just becoming the matte black sackcloth that is her hood.
Are you
And
okay,
then she
Based
Brendan?
on
Yeah, then she stands up perfectly unharmed and goes, "What's next?"
Mhm.
And then falls
based
down.
on the situation, John, should I take a level of exhaustion?
I was, if we had no other way to do it, I was going to have you take one probably for this exertion. I'm okay not, because you got the enlarge and because you were raging. If you didn't have those two things for sure, and if we had to have you hang on for any length of time, I was going to have you roll for it with a con saving throw. But this happened pretty quickly. I think you're good.
Okay. All right. And I'm gonna strut around.
Nice.
That's all me.
Yes. Like no one's going to tell you that your bicep is torn and totally like recoiled up into your arm.
Ugh.
That's teamwork, baby.
Wow, guys, that was
Good
a lot
job.
of work for a dead lady.
Right?
Now, do
And
we
it's
know
It's
who
not
we
our
empty.
just
dead lady.
saved?
It's not our dead lady. We
in-
can't just like let her die.
The immovable rod is still in place over the hole, right?
Correct.
I will
I'd like to
go and
look
grab it.
down into the hole and see if I can see anything.
You have dark vision.
I do.
What is its range though? Is it the
Mm,
good one or the great one? Some people get dark vision up to
60
60.
feet as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. I can discern colors in that darkness only as shades of gray.
You can't see the bottom.
Okay. What if I drop a lit torch down?
That would be a super helpful thing.
I
Let's
mean,
do that.
Flame and Fire Dude's halfway down there still.
Oh no, he didn't get a ride back? He was on Hoppy's butt. He's fine.
Okay. All right.
Like,
Yeah.
did we forget anything? Nope.
I
We're
mean, he
good.
flies. It doesn't hurt him. He can fly, so.
Okay, that's fair. Then have him
It's a
scout
thought
for
that
us, but we should definitely check it out.
Once the torch lands at the bottom, you get the impression that it's about 160 feet down. This shaft, the bottom of which opens up into a large antechamber. You can see the remains of the mechanism that was meant to carry the sarcophagus down. It looks like it starts at the base as like a giant like a 10-foot diameter piston, and it's sort of just like nesting cups that were just meant to slowly collapse down on each other to safely bring the sarcophagus down to like a sub basement in the event that it was tampered with. Sort of like a, the way like a modern bank vault might just swallow something up and put it in a basement. From here, you can see that there are large support columns in this room beneath you, and you can see two large granite statues of lions facing each other. Unusual because granite is not locally sourced here, and would be these would be incredibly heavy and expensive things to both fabricate and move.
And what are they doing down there?
It's
Is
another
There,
guarding
is there
trap.
any other like opening?
Not that you can see. You are only staring down a very narrow hole, 160 feet up. I'm kind of just giving you like landmarks you'd be able to see. Whilst the two of you are peeking down the hole, the sarcophagus at the entrance has been fully recovered now. There are ornate runes scrolled all around it, telling a life's long story. And of note, the figure on the sarcophagus is a woman, not a man.
I thought we already knew that.
We assumed. But you know what happens when you assume, right?
I'm good at it.
You get your butt poked by a demon.
That's right.
You also notice, Hoppy and whoever's at the, I guess, Renan, that the seal on the sarcophagus has been damaged. You don't think a long time ago, you think probably very recently in this jarring and jostling.
Is this how we wake the dead?
Yep.
Yes. This is definitely helpful.
That's when Brendan Fraser runs in.
Don't read from the book.
Is the door still closed?
It is.
All right, we've got to.
Do we want to all get around this and then open the sarcophagus? Do we want to check out the traps?
Definitely we want to check it for traps.
Detect magic on it? What do you guys want to do? Poppy's just happy he got the shiny thing, so
Okay.
He's good with whatever you guys want to do, actually.
This thing's dead, John?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Okay, can we all regroup? Can we be where we are? Because I'm going to be... Hoppy's going to be here. The sarcophagus is going to be here. Come to us. The little fire guy is going to be here. Amon is going to be here.
Somewhere.
Give me just
Open
a
her
minute
up.
to try to find a something. Yeah, this will work.
Why were we looking for this anyway?
I don't even know why we're here. I'm so confused as to... We did a riddle.
This is the room that opened up once you completed that riddle.
But, like, did we even need to go in here? Are we just fucking upsetting graves for no reason? There better be a goddamn god-touched weapon inside this sarcophagi.
Giant
I think
toothpick for
it's
Hoppy.
really funny that you said that.
Oh, because is there? There better be.
Just remind me later that you said that.
Okay.
Zach, as you detect magic, the sarcophagus is magical. It is actually emanating 6 of the 8 schools of magic.
Holy crap.
Any ones in particular?
Everything except for necromancy and divination. Or no, necromancy and abjuration.
That means
There's all kinds of fun stuff in this one. Renan, is there a trap on it?
Check it. She checks for traps.
It's a trap.
Does everybody want to step away and ask Hoppy to lick it?
Yep.
Oh, she doesn't know if there are any.
It's
Still
a 13.
strained from connecting 2 points in space through a tertiary dimension. You're a little uneasy. Doesn't look like there's a trap. I mean, you hear Draco warn about the 6 of 8 schools of magic present here, but like from your perspective, your professional opinion, there's no mechanical trap. There might be magical traps where there's no like spring-loaded darts.
But the
or-
bright side is there's no dead that's going to be no necromancy here, so that's a positive.
Always look on the bright side.
Yeah, no.
That's great.
What did the ruin say that like appeared around the room once? Wasn't there a thing?
It was just describing the guardians as being the protectors of a journey, particularly of Bathsheba's journey.
Okay.
Turns out.
Listen, Bathsheba, we're here. We're your friends. Don't be mad.
Yeah,
Hop,
Okay.
Oni, open this bitch up. Open this up, please.
I'm hiding behind
She's not a
Amon.
bitch.
Okay, I'll open it up.
No, open it. We need someone strong. We need
Hiding
someone
behind
strong.
him
I
on.
did trigger the sand trap, so
I'm using him like a tower shield.
Alright.
Should we lift it up together so that it lifts
It
up
kills us
straight
all.
rather than jumping
sure.
it on the floor? Or
I'm okay with that.
I think the way I'm imagining it is we take it and we lift it so that the top leans against the wall.
Okay.
Rather than just dumping it on the floor.
One and a 2 and a.
Oh!
You're able to like Tupperware separate the lid from the base. You are quickly able to set it down. However, before you can set it down, there's a cacophony, a ton, a deluge, a barrage of lights and sounds that happen. Honestly, it looks like a prismatic strobing effect, like the kinds that causes seizures, just like a LED light storm of just multi-spectrum light flashes, and 2 different tonal sounds repeat a quick pattern of 3 bursts of sound and then a period of silence, 3 bursts of sound and a period of silence, and then it just abruptly ends. And that was the triggering of 6 different schools of magic simultaneously. The first one Draco was trying to pay attention to was something of the divination school of magic that involves seeing the future and long-range communication. The second one was conjuration, which created or summoned something somewhere, and after that he got lost in the cacophony of things. But needless to say, this was heavily warded and protected, and it's not unreasonable to assume that someone somewhere was just notified that this was done.
Great. This is cool. So we're pissing off people that aren't even in this room. Love it.
The remains lay in the bottom half of the sarcophagus, but she's draped in like a silken shawl. So there's this gentle piece of lacy silk draped over the form of the body, so you can't actually see it.
I want the shawl. What's the shawl?
See if there's any more traps now that it's open. See if she's covered in anything.
I'll reach in and touch the shawl since that's what Renan wants.
It is an exceedingly high quality piece of silk. Very still to this day soft to the touch. It's supple in your fingers. It's yielding as you draw it away from the figure, pulling it down ever so slightly. Like once it starts to slope the forehead, the rest of the silk covering kind of just gives way under gravity and its own weight, and you can see an elaborate golden crown made to look like a lioness's head gives way. But you are then shocked to find that crown is resting upon a carved piece of acacia wood meant to resemble a human skull.
Interesting. Can I grab the crown, or is that weird? Probably weird.
I mean, if you're asking if you're able, you are certainly able to. It's only gently
the group
resting on the wooden
if that's
skull.
weird.
You were weird, but
weird.
yeah, go for it.
But isn't it suspicious? Is anyone not seeing that the skull is missing? Silver skull. I feel like everything is coming together.
It's not a silver skull. It's a wood skull.
Thing also.
Say that again, Meg.
It's an acacia thing also.
Is it
just like those beings, the golems that we fought?
As you withdraw the shawl, you see her entire skeleton is actually sort of just like a wooden puppet, articulated but made of the sacred wood acacia, and like its joints are woven together with some kind of sinew or gut. And it moves and would yield like a corpse might, but it is through and through just made of wood. Resting on the head of it is the crown. There's a ceremonial sword and shield placed over her midsection and in her right hand. And as you move those aside, they're not high quality. They're more just beautifully designed pieces. But sitting gently in the wooden rib cage is a highly polished sphere that you've seen once before.
Where did we see it before?
In the Vault of Origination. During your trials, it was one of the options you were allowed to take. It is a gem of origination.
What does that do?
It is a fundamental concentration of Heka as shaped by the weaponsmith of the gods, Neat. Applying this to a mundane item will empower it, becoming a magical item with abilities fit for its purpose. If you apply the gem to a magical item, it becomes God-forged and enhances its existing powers, potentially even granting a new ability.
There you go, Mark. There's your thing, bud. And we didn't even have to pay for it with much but your biceps.
It makes a mundane weapon good, and it makes a good weapon great. Or item. That's what the Scarab Shield is based on. That's what turned Oni's dual weapons into
The god touched.
Correct.
Um,
Question is, if we take it out, are we gonna have to fight some Pinocchio ass Bathsheba?
No, at this point we're taking this shit. Its skull's not there. I am tripping. I feel like everything is coming together or should be coming together, and we should be connecting dots that we are not connecting. But that's okay.
I'd
Maybe
like
I'm
to
just
check out the sword and shield. I know you said that they were just ceremonial, but is there anything else in the sarcophagus?
Hi.
And did anything happen to these smaller guys
Hi.
during the battle?
No,
Jesus.
they appear to legitimately just be statues of Anubis.
Yeah, I want to look down to see if the things got activated since we opened up the case. Since that was the trap fall down there. If we were supposed to open it down there, we would trigger those traps.
I do want to check out the lower area also.
Nothing downstairs has seemingly moved.
Okay.
We should probably take the sword and shield and sell it to our antiquities friend. Are we? What's going on with the crown? Does anybody want to try it on? Poppy can try it. Do you want Poppy to try it on?
No. This is like the silver mask. We don't just be putting shit on our bodies, guys.
Yeah.
Holy my god. There was 6 types of magic here. You guys are fucking with death repeatedly today. Let's just take a beat and maybe take everything. Does somebody have identify? Do I have identify?
What if I just secure the crown to my waist somehow and we'll deal with it later? If there's nothing else in this room and the door isn't open, then down is the only way.
Whilst you guys are essentially grave robbing, don't forget you were invited here to help understand the historical significance
I was about to say this.
of this dig site. You can hear people knocking on the stone door behind you. You can make out the voices
guys.
as Vanestra and friends. They ask if you're safe. They can. everything's good here. We got a radiation leak.
I think we should leave everything except the thing that makes a weapon god touched. Yeah, I think we should not be assholes and take everything. Like, let's leave everything
and put it
and
all
just
back.
pick the one thing. Yeah.
Okay. Then let's put the lid back on the sarcophagus after you've taken the god touch weapon thing.
Sounds good.
What is it called? It
is called a gem of origination.
Gem of origination.
Oh.
I did not pre-prepare one because I thought we had a handout for it from when we got it in the vault, but I, for the life of me, can't find that handout. So unless I hit it someplace real creative,
I think you just had it as like a map that we went to and we could see the different items, like when we do shops.
Yeah.
I think you
that's what it was.
Maybe. Okay. It's that again. That item, but you guys will have to decide at some point what to do with it.
Okay. Put the lid back on. Pretend we didn't touch it.
Vanessa from outside. It sounds like you guys are putting the lid on a sarcophagus. What's going on in there?
Don't worry about it.
Nothing.
Is there a way to like let them know that we kind of got ourselves into trouble, but we're okay and we're trying to find a way out? And can I search for a way?
Yeah, like it's not. You have to raise your voice to scream through stone, but it's not airtight, so sound is getting through. You can hear them assembling slaves on the other side with rocks or hammers and chisels to try to break through the rock door.
Is there a way?
Put a hole in the wall or in the door if we need to. Do we want to go down the hole?
Is there any way that we can see from looking around to get this door back open?
I mean, obviously it's slid closed, so there is a mechanism somewhere that should allow it to slide open. You don't know what that cause would be. Enough force in the opposite direction might break whatever mechanism has it locked in place, or you could just simply shatter the stone door inward or outward.
I still have full strength. I could probably just. You guys want me to try that, or?
You cut out.
I
Sorry,
still want to
you-
go down. I still want to go downstairs because obviously we were intended to go that way. There's got to be more than just those two statues. If it's a whole nother room above this room or below this room.
I thought it was just a void. Can we see the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like
There is
lion heads
definitely
and
a
stuff.
floor, and they saw 2 large granite statues of lions.
So
I'm
wondering
somebody
if
Okay.
Venestra
built
has.
that area.
I'm wondering
Yeah,
if
totally.
Venestra has
Okay.
some idea what's down there, or would know the what the deal is with the stone lions.
And we're looking for, if I remember correctly, we're looking for a weapon to help them against the incoming onslaught, right? The people that are trying to come take the dragon.
Not necessarily. You were just here to help them understand how to open this gateway because there were pieces of historical significance that they didn't understand. They don't know
Great.
why someone that is being credited as a pharaoh that they've never heard of was buried out here in the middle of nowhere with what they think is the last dragon that ever lived on Geb. Like, this is a huge historical question mark for all the sages and historians who are like, we get that this is important, but we don't
Don't know
understand
why.
why.
Okay.
And at the same time, there's the competing interest of the other group called the Midnight Sun, which are necromancers who
necromancers.
seek
Mhm.
the skeletal remains of the dragon for nefarious purposes unknown to us.
So we don't have the answers of who this sarcophagus belonged to, or do we know the name of the person that was buried here?
We're pretty
One
sure
second.
it's. We're pretty sure it's the.
Bathsheba.
Yeah, Bathsheba.
Bathsheba.
And we do know that it's one of those wooden golems, so it's not her actual body, which would lead us to believe that she's buried someplace else.
I still
We
think
don't-
we get. I think we get Venestra in here. I think we open the door.
And then we help lead a team to excavate the lower levels. There you go.
Or we just
Cannon
say,
fodder.
here, we got you up here. You can look around, see what's in those canopic jars. We deleted all the traps and all the monsters, and we're gonna go see it.
Or we can go down to the next level and clear out the next section for them.
Well, I mean, while they're up here, they can we can go down. I really think getting Venestra in here, because maybe they'll have some ideas on what the thing is with the lions and like that. That's my thought. Hoppy's not very
Oh.
smart, so Hoppy's
Open the
good to go
door.
with
Oh,
everything
if you can open the door, open the door.
I'm gonna open the door.
Okay.
Strength check.
Strength check.
Yes, please, with advantage. Oh no!
Oh.
Someone will have to help Hoppy. His muscles are so torn, he's still not quite put back together yet.
Oni?
Only you're the next
Only
strongest.
a little bit of help.
Only's like, I got this.
Putting your back into what is essentially an athletics check, you force the door open with your massive quadriceps bracing your back against the wall. Hoppy remarks, "What a remarkable athlete."
Oh my
As
god.
you force the door open,
Nailed it.
you see a bunch of panicked slaves with pickaxes and sledgehammers trying to get started tearing it down. There are 3 sages surrounding Venestra, and they look concerned and frightened. Her first, are you guys okay? We heard a terrible sound. Is everyone all right?
We have more
killed them.
exploring that we need to do, but we want you to come in now that this room is clear. and see if you can determine. I guess just see what you can determine from what's left in this space. But we want to go and explore a cavern that opened up below where the sarcophagus originally was. We were able to rescue it and bring it here to this location.
She says that
I think we were
much
narrowly able to rescue it. Let's not.
Yeah.
She does tell you that she came here on an errand of some urgency, that Tourette needs you at your earliest possible convenience.
Of course that fucker does. Okay.
And then I suppose we shall do that, or do you want to go down the hill?
We're going down the hole. Say, okay, Tarek, we'll be there. But first, to the hole.
To the hole.
She said, I don't mean to be pushy, but Tourette said it was a matter of life and death.
Then he can join us in the hole.
Of course he did.
As you flippantly dismiss Vanestra to go tell Tourette, you do it. I do what I want. You can hear people in the camp outside this room start screaming, and you can hear the hustle and bustle of people running around in a panic.
That sounds like fighting.
Okay,
Hoppy on me.
We did something wrong. All right, we're gonna leave. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's run. And we stick the gem of origination into the handbag of holding for later discussion.
That sounds very fair. You guys emerge from the antechamber through the shrine that had all the columns that detail parts of history until you find yourself in the sandy courtyard of this structure built into the mountains. And there's a sandstorm coming that it's not unusual in this part of the world, especially for them to happen pretty regularly. You can feel that sort of like grainy wind on your exposed skin, but it seems much darker than it should be for this time of day. And it only seems to be growing darker. As soon as you emerge, Tourette calls from the parapet and says, "Look!" He's pointing to the eastern sky. You look up and you see the sun itself is being blotted out by a black sphere. And he says, "The midnight sun comes."
Oh shit.
We have fucking pissed off the gods themselves. Good job, team. We did so good.
This is just another cult.
To be fair,
They like to
happen all the time.
They like to doodle the dead.
Do they?
Because I promised the opportunity to be done early, and because I do not think that the next combat could be resolved in 26 minutes, are we okay ending it here a few minutes early? Is there anything else we can do to fill up the time? Do we have any outstanding...
Or do we want to start the SmackDown?
We could.
I'm just starting it next time.
I'm okay going to 11 or to 12. We're not going to do our future, so if there's anything we can do, then we should do it. But otherwise, yeah.
Keep going then until noonish. All right.
I want to hit the buttons more.
As you rush into the courtyard, you see that there's this black disc obscuring the sun. Something about it seems odd and unnatural. But what's more concerning is that as you join Tourette on the parapet of this fort, looking out into the desert below, you can see a large sandstorm making its way directly towards your fort, and in it you can see the shadowy silhouette of dozens of humanoid figures. From this vantage, you can also notice that this... Actually, maybe Draco and Renan can both make Arcana checks. They both have some knowledge of what this might be.
I mean...
Nice.
Really?
That was a double tap, sorry.
But the
Double
second
Pick
one
which
was
one,
so
John.
much better.
I know.
The supposed midnight sun is not the kind of natural eclipse you'd see with the moon blotting out the sun. This appears to be manufactured in some way. As the pair of you look out over this, what you find most remarkable. You watch the tacticians look and trying to count figures in this advancing sandstorm. You both notice that small bits of debris, rocks and sand and dust, are being drawn up off the desert floor and collected thousands of feet in the air to create this massive sphere that is blotting out the sun, making it an impressively potent and powerful spell with long-reaching effects and implications. This is big-time magic, but you also wonder why someone would go through that much effort just to block out the sun. Especially since you know that this measure would only be temporary. You either need to be able to continually feed this orb or be able to maneuver the orb, because eventually the sun will rotate and it won't be an effective blockade for long. So it's a lot of effort, and like as people who understand what kind of hecka it would take to do this, like the end game isn't very clear to you.
Unless it's to use that mass stuff to throw at something else.
And cannonball.
Right.
Yikes.
In very, very short order, I don't have you guys set up yet. Let me draw.
Mayhaps before we begin this combat, we jam that gem of origination on one of Hoppy's weapons so that he's got.
I don't have a good weapon to do that with. Because I could get a magic weapon, but I can't get a.
He wants a magic weapon first to get it uber.
Yeah.
So the
He was
only
an
other
uber
person
weapon.
who
Uber magic.
has a magic weapon is Amon, who has the bow, and he could have a god-touched weapon.
That
now.
might, I mean, I'm okay with that. If we think that.
That does also give us a ranged god
Well,
touch
but
weapon
doesn't
versus
he already
my
have a
melee.
god touch one?
You guys are both talking at
No.
the same time.
It's just
I believe
magic.
The only god touch weapon in the party is Oni's.
Okay. I would be okay with Amon using it.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to that.
Do remember that the process took Oni an hour of meditation last time?
Right, that's right. You have
That's
to
right.
attune to
You had
it.
to
Okay.
attune.
I thought
Yeah,
maybe
let's
we
just
could
hold
do it
off on
quick.
that.
Okay.
It makes more
Did
sense
she have
for
to
me.
attune to the stone or to the weapon?
She had to meditate with one in each hand, and
Okay.
basically during that meditation time, the gem of origination showed her the possible permutations of things it could become, and she chose from them. Whoever utilizes the gem will be given the same opportunity.
And not to be meta, but it makes way more sense for one of our tanks to have a god touch weapon than it does for our ranged pew pewer. So we can still give it to
Excuse me, that's
Amon.
not meta. That's just stupid.
Well,
that's just stupid.
On the other hand, my whole purpose is to keep you guys from getting hit.
Right.
So
obviously, having Hoppy even with a magic weapon over a god touched weapon.
Yeah, would be
would
huge.
be good, but if we don't have time to use it, we don't have time to use it. We can talk about it later.
Yeah, so I think Hoppy's still priority for getting that because he does way more damage than I do.
I see a health bar right here. Can I attack it?
Boy, you are just a machine.
Well, you said that we didn't have enough time, so I want to get right into it.
All right. This is the fort. You guys just came out of the room here. This is like the antechamber to the room with all the history in it. You came through this door when you first arrived. This is the gate to the Dune Sea. You can see the sandstorm approaching from that side, and in it, you can see many bodies.
Many bodies.
Oh, shit.
And with them, you see siege weapons. The health bar that Oni pointed out so quickly is the structural integrity of the fortress wall.
Nice.
If that fortress wall breaks, then the forces on the outside are allowed to freely move in and out of this place. Otherwise, you guys would be dealing with just trying to kill them from the parapets, or if you want to toss the dwarf outside, you can. castle defense scenario. We'll start by rolling initiative.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Duh. How can anybody suggest anything different?
Oh, we have a turret?
Speaking of, we train the dudes. Where are the dudes?
I'm trying to find dude tokens.
Damn, Hoppy.
This is our helper, right? Tarek?
Yes, our helper dudes.
Yeah, I was seeing if I had made a token for him. It turns out I did not, so I was just reintroducing you to him. Hello, friend. Sorry, this is slightly anticlimactic because.
Listen,
Sorry.
you were trying to keep your wife alive this week. We'll forgive it.
Sorry, John. If you wanna call it, I'm okay.
No,
with
no, I
calling
don't
it.
want to do. I was just offering it because I thought you and Mathis were going to go on an adventure and/or.
Just go take a nap.
My concerns were you getting time with Mathis and Megan not feeling well, but if you don't have plans with your son and Megan's feeling fine, I am committed for the full 3 hours. When I had drawn up this session in my mind, I didn't think we'd get quite this far today. But you guys surprised me with the sarcophagus shenanigans. That was pretty fucking cool. All right. That represents your 3 helpers for this fight. They will act on initiative 0, and you can give them the
You'll
classic
help
help
harm.
harm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I like how I've done that enough now that I think it was Megan who thought that was a D&D rule. We were playing in another game, and she was like, "I'd like to have them help." And the DM was like, "What does that mean? That is a me thing, not a D&D thing." Hoppy, you are the first person to react to the potential dangers. You hear the commander calling out that there's a force attacking the main western wall. That's where they're weakest. That's where you helped repair some of the damaged timbers. What do you want to do to help?
I want to get out there and start beating some skulls. What is the fastest way for me to get out there and beat some skulls?
It would be to load you in the catapult on this side and fire you over the battlement.
We have
That
a
is
catapult
fine.
too?
We have one?
We have a bullapult. He's a minotaur.
Catapult?
Yeah, but there's steps here up to
Damn.
a parapet. The parapet's only 12 feet high, so I guess probably the fastest thing would probably just be to run up the parapet's staircase and jump from the parapet into the fray. There's a world where you could climb over the palisade wall here, but I think that's probably going to be harder.
Okay.
But there is intentionally like no gate.
Yeah.
That would be additional vulnerability.
Are there stairs up to the parapet?
There are. Yep.
I can't see
And
them.
how far is it? I can go. Do I have to go like over here to get up to the stairs?
This is kind of like a pre-combat round. I'd let you be at the parapet if you want to with your movement this turn.
Okay.
Decide what you want to do from there.
If it's pre-combat, can we all move ourselves where we want to be?
Yeah, let's do that before before Hoppy's turn. Let's everybody move where your characters would immediately rush to, as soon as he says, "The midnight sun is here." You see the danger. Put your characters on the map where you'd want to be.
Ground,
And then
correct,
Hoppy
John?
will take his turn. What's that?
That's higher ground, correct, John?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now Hoppy, take your turn.
Okay. I believe I can jump down and make it to these dudes.
Yes. Hoppy cast Leroy Jenkins.
Yep. And I'm going to get right in their grills and hit all the buttons. Take my great sword and start mowing. 16.
I have to check actually. Yes.
Okay. And then my extra attack for Great Weapons Mastery probably doesn't hit. And then that hits. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that kill him? Or the first hit?
The first hit did not. You need the second one.
Okay.
Which unfortunately is a gratuitous amount of overkill. But you can use the bonus on another person.
Oh, well, I didn't hit on my second attack, so.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, damn, you're right. I just saw a 14 and went, that's close. Not -5. Yeah, so you needed that other attack to kill him.
So, did not kill him. But
Did not kill him, yep. Oh, I wish there is an undo. There it is. Bloop. Anything else from Hoppy?
no.
We can't see health bars. Is that on purpose?
I don't traditionally do it for people that are like basically minions, but
Okay.
they
No,
have
that's fine.
20 something hit points.
Perfect.
Well, he
That's
did
all
get
I
two
needed to know.
hits, didn't he? He just missed one.
He only gets 2 attacks, and I believe he rolled
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I assumed
16
that I
or
killed
9.
him in the first hit.
Mm.
So
Got it.
I would have gotten a third hit if I had killed him.
I'll give you like the general and the sub lieutenant's HP bars. How about that? And the other guys have 27, which should be like pretty much 2 hits from anybody.
One good hit from Hoppy.
Yeah. It is Amon's turn.
All right. I'm going to moon the catapult man.
Yeah.
Did my roll show up? No.
What?
I'm not sure that I like the sound of a mind master.
These are all
Especially
men
since-
who have voluntarily given their lives to the darkness of Duat.
Probably should have kept that crown.
Oh, do what? I thought you were saying do wop. I thought they were like a barbershop quartet or something going.
Yeah.
Bop, bop.
The 15 hits.
What? It does hit? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh.
The
Dang it.
front line's armor class is a 14 only. Which one were you
And
attacking?
I'm going to do the catapult man.
Okay.
Add Hunter's Mark. And do another one.
How many colors do you have, John?
That's
All of them.
Fight the rainbow.
Anything else from Amon?
That is it.
Renan, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to shoot that person. I'm steady aiming because I didn't move. 21 hits.
It does.
9 and 7. Do I get sneak on my first turn?
They haven't moved yet, so yeah.
You get sneak anytime you have advantage, correct?
Oh, yep. So, fuck yeah.
He is at exactly 1 hit point.
Haha!
Damn it.
Both really cool and also kind of frustrating. It is their turn. Since you hated him so much, we'll start with the Midnight Sun Catapult Assault Master. He will pull the lever on his catapult, and it will do damage to the wall.
No.
The wall takes 20 points of damage.
Holy.
But what if it had a critical miss?
It can only ever literally hit the broadside of a barn. The Mind Masters enter their predetermined gangbang formation.
Gross.
Something tells me Hoppy's going to use his shield capability this turn.
Don't kink shame.
Hey, everyone needs protection.
Whoa.
They will make one attack for starters with their Mind Poison Dagger. Oh, sorry. I will turn advantage on. I'm not going to reroll, but 15 misses Hoppy.
Yep.
Attack number 2. 18.
I'm going to use a shield.
Okay.
So it misses.
Third attack is a
crit.
critical hit.
E.
6 plus 1, 7 piercing damage. Are you raging? Yes.
Yes.
So you take 3 points of piercing and 21 points of psychic, total of 24 points of damage. As he stabs you with the dagger, you see flashes of a dark, desolate version of the world you're currently standing in, but it is entirely bereft of life. And the sand itself that you're standing on feels like hot coals and slowly starts to draw you into it, trying to consume you entirely. You get the impression that if it swallowed you whole, you would die, and not just here, but forever. Then you flash back to this world, and then you're just being stabbed by a knife, and that's awful too. The 5th Mind Master will Misty Step here, and will try to stab Amon with his Mind Dagger.
Gross.
Oh, he critically failed. Oh, I got to
Fall off the wall.
I think you get one more hit on me, John.
Oh, you're right. We'll say that I critically missed on you then, and let me roll for my hit and then my miss, because I'm a dum-dum.
Well, I missed you too.
Oh no.
No, don't say that.
Oh no.
No, don't do that. I hate when you go, oh no.
Well, this one's potentially like game-breakingly bad.
I need you to stop saying things like that. That's
Okay,
just
so
out of control.
I rolled an 80 on my critical hit. That is, your target surprises their opponent, or your strike surprises your opponent. The target of this attack is surprised until the end of their next turn. So
Oh,
surprised means that it means A, you can't take reactions. B, on your turn you take no action, and until the surprise condition ends, all attacks against you are made with advantage.
And who was surprised?
Hoppy.
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna say that seems too strong. For it not being like a literal 100, the level 100 ability isn't as groundbreaking as that is.
Well, in this situation, but I don't think that I can be surprised. I'm raging, so
Yeah.
Are
I'll
you
give
level
it to
7?
you. That's fine.
Can Fire Guy get him out of there? Just until he.
It's not so bad if he
figures
can't
it-
actually be
and
surprised.
I've already used my reaction, so it really doesn't affect me in any way, except for I'm okay with losing my next turn, except that means that my rage ends and I'm useless.
No, you're right. Feral instincts means you can't be surprised. So I think that this deleterious effect has no impact on your character, which is good. You've dodged the bullet. I just think surprise is like one of the worst conditions you can have, and it seems like if the result of 100 is you take 3 extra dice of damage, and level in 80 is just you're probably dead. That seems like disproportionate to me.
Yeah.
You do nothing, take nothing, and probably die. Seems like if it's on the table, should be the worst result, not somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I like the critical hit table and fumble table to be like fun in that it adds, dynamicism, not that it just by itself kills the player.
Yeah.
And then let's see what the fumble of 71 says.
Falls backwards. Off the edge.
This could be a particularly this is Sparta's cinematic moment for Amon. He teleports up there with his Misty Step, tries to stab you and misses. He lunges past you, exposing himself to an attack. You are able to take an attack opportunity with your reaction if you want to. If you hit Amon, I will let you make a athletics check. If your athletics check is a 12 or higher, I will let you add a Sparta Stomp to that maneuver, kicking him off the parapet.
Nice.
Do it. Do it.
All right. Since I had my bow out, I'm just gonna use my dagger.
Yeah.
That is a hit.
Nice.
Remarkably athletic.
Remarkably athletic.
And let's see it.
Your athletic check. Let's go. Make it awesome.
Scroll for it.
13?
That is the number. You do kick him off of the parapet. He falls 10 feet, takes 4 damage, and just the wind does not knock out of his stomach. You can hear ribs break as he lands, but you watch him just get up and dust himself off, and he starts to try to climb up the rampart again.
This is Amon's world.
Nice.
Oh boy. The stone. Well, we're calling Stone Guard. Move to attack the walls. They will make 2 short sword attacks.
Bang.
And then the big boss.
Short sword enlarged.
Isn't that like a sword?
It is. Mechanically, these are exactly what I wanted, but they are technically templated off the Dwergar, the dark dwarves from D&D mythology, and they have a supernatural ability to double in size. So this is their stat block if they were enlarged. Engorged. Even.
Enlarged to show texture.
Exactly. He's going to use his call to attack ability to allow these 2 Mind Masters to make additional attacks on Hoppy and to have the Ballista Person reload. 2 more Mind Masters on Hoppy. What?
Fail.
Yes, both misses, 1 really bad. A 2.
Why is that a crit fail?
Because I rolled a 6.
Yeah, but
He rolled a 1.
14 would have been your number,
Advantage.
right?
Oh, you're right. Good catch, everybody. I'm awake, I promise.
I mean, I'm happy to take that negative. I want to know what that -2 or that 2 roll is.
You lose your combat footing exposing yourself to the target. The target has advantage on their first attack roll against you next round. It's really not that bad. Could have been much worse.
I'm going to jump down on this guy and yell, surprise! Is he surprised?
He's surprised that someone would jump off a parapet. Yes.
Says something about her being a remarkable athlete to land that, or
Yep.
Oh,
Wow, you
damn.
didn't even sprain anything?
Exactly.
You're remarkable.
Whoa! All right.
36. Nice.
Give me that damage and then tell me what I did to him.
9 says you feel it is imperative to press the advantage, but maintain an awareness of your surroundings. You can choose to gain advantage on all attack rolls against this target. However, that target will have advantage on attack rolls against you until the end of your next turn. Or you can forego that if you wish.
Mm.
You should also know he did.
Oh, well then that won't matter.
I would let you apply it to like the next person you attack, like
Okay.
carry that over if you want. You can sort of do a pseudo impression of Hoppy and be reckless for a turn.
I think it's okay.
Okay.
But I am going to take the rest of my movement to put myself here in combat with these guys to help take some pressure off of Hoppy.
Okay. Draco, it's your turn. You see that the catapult person has reloaded and is ready to fire on his next turn. You see that the stone guard is battering down the walls. Hoppy's getting gangbanged. What are you doing?
I am doing something I've yet to do, been wanting to try, but now that we're in a big enough area where I can, I am going to erupt the earth.
The whole Earth?
The earth, a 20-foot square. Basically, and I want it basically to encompass this area over here. That way, it would get the catapult and hopefully these two dudes.
Give me one quick sec. I have
No.
a thing for this.
There you go. Perfect.
Like that.
Yeah.
Does that hit catapult, dude?
It hits the catapult itself, but not the operator. I assume you
Like,
would rather get that
The catapult out. I'd rather get the catapult out commission. Because if that's destroyed, then
The operator.
catapult dude is just there.
like this, and then what do I have to make?
Dexterity saving throw. Each creature in the area must take a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 3d12 bludgeoning damage if they don't. And DC is 16.
So 1 full, 1 half. Do you want to roll it, or do you want me to?
I'll let you.
19.
Does this?
Look
How
over.
does this affect the catapult?
The catapult will take 19 damage.
Can you flame seed the catapult, dude?
Oh yeah, I definitely could.
Because I think he only had one hit point left.
And once we get, do we got a third one going to roll there, John?
I don't know
Or-
the catapult. It's a
Okay,
structure
gotcha.
it can't dodge.
Gotcha. I just wanted to make sure wasn't screwing you or all that stuff. There you go. Flame seed the catapult dude.
Why is
that
it
hits?
Disadvantage.
I think he's got advantage. I don't know why he's got
No,
disadvantage,
it was set to disadvantage from earlier.
but a 20 hits and 7 kills him.
Huzzah!
Anything else from Draco?
That should be it. Actually,
Hopkins
he'll take a step back just since the one dude's climbing back up. Like, yeah, come on, you got this, right?
Oh, you're right. We are at initiative 0. We have 3 guys to designate for help, harm, or heal.
Heal
I say
Hoppy.
harm.
See if they can
what-
throw stuff at guy to harm him.
Definitely
Yeah,
give some
that's
heals
not a
to
bad
Hoppy,
idea.
though.
I have another round in me before I'm
One
really bad
round,
off.
but we don't know if they're bringing more bad guys. you could
True.
use a little more hit points because that one that hit did 20 something psychic damage to you.
True. Granted, that was a crit, so it did more than double damage. Yeah, I'll take a heal.
At
I'm
least
down
one
past
heal,
that.
the other two can attack.
Okay. This sort of semi-androgynous waif of a person climbs off the parapet and is like balancing along the palisade wooden wall until he's close enough to you to call out, "Tatarak, drink of this! It is my most potent potion!" And chucks a red phial at you. It is quite heavy and large. On your turn, if you want to use it, you can. As a bonus action, it is a rank 2 healing potion. Are the other two helping, healing, or harming?
I say one should harm this guy down here.
Can one of them help me?
He just did. He threw the. Oh, that's a heal.
Yeah, if you want, he'll run down. The man with the
No.
bandaged eye.
No, I don't want him down here. Have him whatever he can do.
He can throw his hand axes at somebody. That's really more of a harm. Helping would involve him getting in melee and offering you either them an additional target or you some kind of flanking bonus potentially. But if you don't want him down there, then all he can do up here is really rain destruction with throwing axes.
What about one of these guys is pretty close to dead? Can he attack that one?
Harm.
Indeed.
Well, does anybody else need help?
Mullen's about to have some issues, I guess.
Why don't you heal Amon then?
Well, he's not really missing the health yet. That will put him in a bad spot. Oh dear.
This guy was gonna just use his crossbow to shoot down at the guy charging the thing, but the crossbow jammed and he misfired.
No.
Shit. What are you gonna do, guys? Huh?
Right?
He just like crank out and starts reloading the heavy crossbow, and then this last guy. Am I harming or am I healing?
Harming.
Okay.
One of the low health minion guys.
Yeah, just take someone out.
Nice. He does 6 damage. Not enough to kill somebody, but puts him closer. Hoppy, it is your turn to start round 2. We are at noon. Are we good to stop here, knowing that we'll leave the turn tracker up and we'll start with Hoppy's turn next
Start
turn?
at the top of the round.
Yeah.
I like that.
That sounds good.
Everybody?
Yay!
Okay.
Thanks for letting me push some more buttons.
Yay! I'm glad you're feeling better.
Me too.
Yeah.
Is everybody good for next weekend?
So right now, yes.
Sweet.
Believe so. Yeah.
Oh,
18th. No, you already
Yeah,
said
no.
yes.
Sunday should be fine.
All right.
We're going
it is
to
like a
like
3-day weekend, I think, next weekend.